This guy, yeah? Socrates. Exactly. I'm going to tell you something about him today. We hear of things that Socrates believed. He believed that there was a divine sign that came to him. Elsewhere, Socrates also refers to this as a sign, which was also could say like a voice that has always spoken to him as from a child, like from childhood. But the other way to describe this that he was talking about, even by what he said was himself, in the old Greek words, you would call it a Daimonion, which is a diminutive of what is later called Diamond, and it is the ancestor of what we know today as a demon. So that bets a thought in my head, and I'm like, could it be that everything Socrates taught you was taught to him by a demon? He himself did not deny this thought, even though there was a time he was supposed to they were telling him to run for a political office and all of that, but he said that the demon that spoke to him told him that he should not get involved in the affairs of politics. He confessed this himself. Can we say that the great Socrates that you've known about is probably spoken to by a demon concerning many things he knew? It's mind-blowing. Like, I can't think about it enough. And when they teach you history in schools and all of those things, they don't teach you these things. They don't explain these things to you, that this is part of what spoke to these guys, this is part of what ministered to these guys. Ironically, he was found guilty at some point of introducing a strange demon into the city and was sentenced to death in 399 BCE. But you know what? Before they could get to him, Socrates apparently drank his own hemlock in peace and said the demon told him to do it. That the demon approved of his action. I'm trying to understand a couple of things right here, and I hope you are too with me. The followers of this 6th century philosopher and mathematician Pythagoras, I spoke about Pythagoras in some of my other videos where I talked to you about how that Pythagoras was first a person before he became whatever you call a mathematician. This same guy maintained that they could hear Daimonions as a consequence of their superior enlightenment. You see, Maximus explains it this way. He said God himself settled and immobile administered the heavens and maintained the order hierarchy. But he has a race of secondary immortal beings, the so-called Daimonions, right, which have their stations in space between heaven and earth. And these Daimonions are like the mid-term between God and man. He says some of these guys heal diseases. Some descend from their station from the above into the earth, and they inhabit cities. And he said others are assigned into homes, into different human events and human body. So he was saying one was Socrates, another was Plato, another was Pythagoras, another was Zeno. These guys were singularly chosen and possessed by the indwelling of another Diogenes. That's another word he used. The greatest mind of the ancient world, in short, could not say that anything happened without a daemon, which they explained as a superior power. Suits consider them like prophets. They are able to see things. You need to understand these things. It's beyond whatever you've been taught. These folks had spirits taught to them, and most of what they invented was because the spirits showed them how. Now this bears a thought in me about how spirit wants us to live. How that we're supposed to learn the supernatural. One of us is supposed to learn the supernatural, and then that supernatural becomes a natural because you are able to get mysteries and be able to decode them into patterns and rhythm where another man can be taught. And by that, you can enslave other men to the same spirit. I'm trying to understand what your thought is about what I just said. Listen, the reason why a spirit spoke to Socrates is so that he can influence people. It's so that there can be structures and all of these things. Whatever thing a spirit is teaching you today, I just hope you pay so much attention to it, like Socrates did. And you're able to learn patterns and rhythms. And you need to understand that the things that become patterns and rhythms for you today, that has become natural, was once supernatural. A spirit said it, breathed it into life.